underneath the silver moon's haunted light stands a ghost of a town swallowed by the night. Wind whispers secrets through the chapel's burned black beams, echoes of the past caught in a dust devil's dreams. Buried in the cursed land, where shadows lead to dance, whiskey numbs the heart, but it can't change the chance. Every step I've taken led to this forsaken sand. Here lies my broken promise, buried in the cursed land. The tale of a love bride as a train's lone whistle call, gone like smoke from a gun when the darkness began to fall. She was a fire, I was the cold iron rail, bound for collision, a story doomed to fail. Buried in the cursed land, where the lost souls roam, haunted by the echoes of a heart that was my home. Every night I've woken to the desert's mournful songs, found my dreams uprooted, planted in these silent palms. In the valley of the damned, I face the truth under starlit glow. Her words were the betrayal, the final brutal blow. Now every whisper of the sand, every chill the desert sends, is her voice calling me to a place where all ends, buried in the cursed land. Buried in the cursed land, with my sins laid bare, the dust settles on my soul, yielding to despair. Here I wait forever, neath the cursed earth plot I stand, bound to this silent hell, buried in the cursed land. In a ghost town swallowed by the sand, the steeple bells no longer ring for the damn. Whiskey bottles lay broken, a story untold neath the cursed skies, black and cold. Ashes of memories laced from her gown haunt the alleys of this forsaken town. Oh, the curse of ashes and lace, where love's a ghost lost without trace. Under the moon's mournful embrace, we dance with doom in this desolate place. Betrayed by a kiss in this cursed space. A train whistle cries over lands that God left, echoes of footsteps, theft after church, its embers still weep for souls buried shallow in secrets they keep. Oh, the curse of ashes and lace, bound by sorrow, bound by disgrace. In the shadow of sin, we lost the race, left to wander this ghostly bay. In the dust storm's rage, I see her eyes, flickering like stars in stormy skies. With every gust, her whispers pierce the night. Revenge or love, son, what's your fight? The gun in my hand, cold as her grave. Silent decisions of the brass and the brave. Curse of ashes and lace, to the love that died but can't be erased. In the silent desert, I make my stand, a haunted outlaw in a cursed land. Oh, the curse of ashes and lace, in every shadow I see your face. Under the moon's eternal chase, ghost that time can't replace. In a town where the shadows talk and the streets they mourn in dust, a whiskey bottle lies uncorked beside a badge now caked with rust. Old train whistles cut the silence, haunt the bones of wooden frames. A burning church is a last defiance as I recall those cursed names. Blood on the ghost town under a crimson sky, lost souls whispering as the vultures fly. This land remembers, oh, it never lies. Blood on the ghost town where my heartache lies. The wind carries tales of you, of a love that once burned so true, turned to betrayal under harvest moons. Your laughter now a ghostly tune. I found you cold in the desert's embrace, forgotten grave, no stone nor trace, only the echoes of your grace, driven to madness in this godforsaken place. Blood on the ghost town under a weeping sky, silent deserts hold the secrets of your lie. This earth keeps score of the tears I cried. Blood on the ghost town where my old love died. At the edge of a broken road, I stood where the night was split. Your shadow in the moonlight showed a fleeting ghost I'll never forget. Revenge, a bitter path I tread, but justice finds its own in the end. With each step towards you I'm led, in the town that sin couldn't mend. Blood on the ghost town under a star. step in the sand, a part of me dies, but I'll lay you down where the old crow flies. Blood on a ghost town, and a gunslinger's goodbye. Out where the dust storms whisper, down in Dead Man's Cove, the church bells rang their last beneath the crimson sky stove. Whiskey bottles lay empty by a grave no one knows. Echoes of train whistles as the cold desert wind blows. Church fire and smoke where my heart once spoke, buried in ashes under rows we broke. The sky wept flames on forsaken lands as vengeance slipped through my trembling hands. She was an angel turned shadow in the moon's haunting glow. Promises made at the altar, now just embers that grow. Her love a ghost town abandoned in the silence of scorn, left me with nothing but the night and the thorns. Church fire and smoke where my soul got choked, lost in the fury of the words we once spoke. Burning timbers told the tales of our plight under the cover of a merciless night. There in the blaze, I saw her face, haunting the aisles, a fleeting grace. The truth burned bright in the heart of the flame. Her betrayal, a curse I whisper in shame. Church fire and smoke where our dreams did evoke, now just a memory of black and oak. In the ashes I lay my revenge to rest, forsaking the love that failed the test. In the silent desert under stars so remote, I walk alone with church fire and smoke. In the whisper of the tumbleweeds under the pale moonbeam lies a ghost town where the midnight train saw secrets in its steam. Whiskey bottles lay scattered, their spirits drained and spent, like the hearts of those who cursed this land and their vows that came and went. Beneath the midnight train, there's a whisper of the wronged, echoes of a lover's plea where the lost souls have thronged. In the cold and haunting whistle lies a tale of bitter ends beneath the midnight train, where the shadow bends. Here's the church with scorched windows, the pews charred black with sin, an altar of forgotten truths where confessions never begin. She promised love by the old creek bed, but her words were dressed in lies. I returned one cursed autumn night to find nothing but demise. Beneath the midnight train, hear the sorrow of the breeze, the rustling of the sallow leaves, the shaking of the trees. With each mournful note it plays, rides the pain of what I lost beneath the midnight train. I count dreadful cost. In the dust storm's wrath I see her face, dancing in the swirls, mocking the life we could have had before it unfurled. The trains cry loud, the tracks do moan, revenge stirs in the dust. Tonight beneath the iron roar, settle this I must beneath the midnight train. I lay her memories to rest, each whistle a reminder of the love I once confessed. And as the darkness claims the tracks, my revenge finally feels right beneath the midnight train. I fade into the night. Shadow of the black sun, where the cold winds moan, lies a town forgotten with streets overgrown. Whiskey bottles clank in the hands of ghostly brides, while the church bells silent, no savior inside. Dust devils dance on graves without names. Under that cursed sky, everything's changed. Ashes of the black sun falling like sin, cover my heart where her loved ones have been. Gone with the wind, through the silence they run. Everything burned up, the black sun. Once had a lover with eyes like stormy skies. In a chapel of dreams we swore no goodbyes. But the betrayal came on a hot whispering breeze, left me with nothing but her memory to seize. In the night train whistles cry like old ghosts, haunting the crossroads of what I miss most. Ashes of the black sun cover my trail, lost loves and old wounds, a sorrowful tale. Gone with the dust where the dead rivers run, nothing remains but the black sun. Oh, my end I'll grieve. Ashes of the black sun bury my past in a silence of deserts. I'm free at last. Revenge or resignation, line has been drawn. I walk alone under the black sun. In the shadow of dead mesquite, where the cold wind moans and sighs, lies a town too rough for daylight under blood-stained twilight skies. Whiskey bottles tell the story in this God-forsaken land of a lone and weary gunslinger with a trembling, cursed hand. Oh, the ashes of the gunslinger spread across the silent dunes, haunted by the love he lost and darkened by high noon runes. Every star a bullet hole in the fabric of his soul, riding on to nowhere in his heart a burning coal. Beneath the cross of an old churchyard where the prairie roses cling, he lost his heart to a prairie girl, the desert's fleeting spring. But betrayal came from a brother's hand, the one he trusted most, left him bleeding by the chapel, just another silent ghost. Oh, the ashes of the gunslinger drift with each mournful train. Whistles cry, echoes of his vengeance stir in every town he rides by. His path lined with forgotten graves, his nights plagued by restless dreams. A silhouette against the firelight, torn apart at the seams. There in the dust storm's wrath he faced the man he once called kin. Words as sharp as rattlesnakes' fangs pierced in the roar of the wind. Two shots fired in the desert's heart, only one man stood in grace, a reflection of his darkest self, fading without a trace. Ashes of the gunslinger scattered by the sins he bore, whispered tales in tavern corners, a legend forevermore. In every gust of desert sand his spirit finds its peace. The gunslinger's fire has found its end, his soul at last released. Where the wind whispers moans through the ghost town, streets empty as the bottles in my hand last night thrown down. Train whistles cry like the haunted tales they say, whiskey breath and dusty boots leads a man astray. In the shadow of the church where the fire still burns lies a heart scorned by the lesson never learned. Silent grave ballads sung by the damned and the saved, every whispered note a secret from the grave. Her love was a mirage, a sweet desert rose with thorns. Promise forever left me nothing but scorn. A storm rolled in, the sky scornful and gray, found her whispers in the wind, but her shadow slipped away. Under the steeple of smoke where our sins lay in the ash, I recall the firelight in her eyes, gone in a flash. Silent grave ballad, echoes of a love that craved each lingering melody crafted by the betrayed. Ghost of her laughter too weary to have care. Around the burning church, the night air heavy and stale. Ballad of the silent grave tells a sorrowful tale. Acceptance in the dust under stars that misbehave. Revenge, just a ghost among the stones of each grave. Every line rings like the last breath of a man alone. Echoes off the canyon walls through the marrow and bone. In the heart of a ghost town under a blood-red sky, dust dances with the devil where the lost souls lie. Whiskey bottle empty by a cold campfire. Echoes of a train whistle haunted with desire. Blood on the shadows, pain in the wind. Cursed by the memories of the sins I've skinned. This desert knows my name and my story is old, written in the dust where my heart turned cold. A love once burning like a church that caught the flame. Betrayed by a kiss in the shadows that we named. She left with the sunset on the day the preacher lied. Now I wander with the ghosts of what I've left inside. Blood on the shadows, scars in the sand. Walking through the night with a gun in my hand. The silence is my partner in this forsaken land, guided by the moonlight and the retribution plan. At the crossroads, by the old forgotten graves, I face the whispers and the debts I've yet to pay. Her shadow in the doorway, the showdown feels so right. Two bullets in the chamber under the starless night. Blood on the shadows, destiny's embrace. Revenge or redemption, it's a bitter taste. With each step on this cursed ground, I accept my fate. In the silence of the desert, revenge comes too late. The wind carries dust and the stories it knows of an outlaw with a heart where nothing grows. Blood on the shadows under sky so vast, in a land that forgets but the legends last. In a ghost town, swallowed by the sand, the steeple bells no longer ring for the damned. Whiskey bottles lay broken, a story untold neath the cursed skies, black and cold. Ashes of memories laced from her gown haunt the alleys of this forsaken town. Oh, the curse of ashes and lace, where love's a ghost lost without trace. Once a lover, now an outlaw's face, betrayed by a kiss in this cursed space. A train whistle cries over lands that God left, echoes of footsteps, theft after theft. A burning church, its embers still weep for souls buried shallow and secrets they keep. Oh, the curse of ashes and lace, bound by sorrow, bound by disgrace. In the shadow of sin, we lost the race, left to wander this ghostly base. In the dust storm's rage, I see her eyes, flickering like stars in stormy skies. With every gust, her whispers pierce the night. Revenge or love, son, what's your fight? The gun in my hand, cold as her grave. Silent decisions of the brash and the brave. So here's to the curse of ashes and lace, to the love that died but can't be erased. In this silent desert, I make my stand, a haunted outlaw in a cursed land. Oh, the curse of ashes and lace, in every shadow I see her face. Under the moon's eternal chase, I am the ghost that time can't replace. In the shadow of the valley, where the sun forgets to shine, lies a town too grim to name, past the dusty devil's spine. Whiskey bottles lay as markers for the souls who lost their way. Each step echoes in the silence of the streets they used to sway. Oh, the wind cries out the stories, forgotten desperate fates, of love lost and hearts betrayed, under heavy western gates. Hear the train whistle morning across the barren lands, ghost town secrets buried deep in the cursed desert sand. Underneath that moonlit blanket, there's a church with scorched old pews, where I swore my undying love, and where I learned I was born to lose. There my darling met a stranger with a heart colder than his gun. Promised her a brighter morrow, left me here when all was done. Oh, the wind cries out the stories, worn like leather, cut so deep, of betrayal and cold revenge, in a town too lost to weep. Hear the train whistle crying like a ghost that knows my pain, in the echoes from the ghost town, under skies that promise rain. Desperation, I faced the man who stole her heart, In the quiet of the ghost town, we stood 10 paces apart. Smoke and thunder broke the silence. Only one of us would leave, bound forever to the ghost town, with a sleeve that's set to grieve. Now the wind still shares my story, and the whiskey dulls the ache of a gunslinger bound by sorrow, and the vengeance he did take. Hear the train whistle fading like the past I can't outrun. Echoes from the ghost town till my days are finally done. In the whispering desert breezes where the spirits never rest, I wander through forgotten graves. In the west I love the best.
Under the blood and red moon's eerie light, dust swirls where the black horse did ride. Bottles clink in the ghost town silence. Whispers float from the saloons past violence. Midnight strikes in the devil's deal under starlit skies. Fate's cruel wheel, echoes of a train that never arrives. Life's a shadow in these cursed dives. He walked with a bounty on his soul, loved a woman whose heart he stole. In the chapel where the vows were said, flames danced high, love was left for dead. Midnight calls in the devil's grasp. In silent deserts the lost loves gasp. Burning churches light the forsaken plains, where hope is a ghost and only sorrow remains. Staring down the barrel of his sins, he sees her face and the wind's harsh spins. The truth strikes like a viper's bite in the desert's cold under the haunting moonlight. Midnight burns in the devil's eyes, a gunslinger's oath, a life of lies. Yet in the darkness a soul might find a shot at redemption, or leave it all behind. With each chord strummed on a lonely guitar, this tale unwinds like a wound unscarred, telling a story as old as the hills, shadowed under moonlit chills. Whisper in the black sun, underneath the black sun, the whispering sands call. Through the ghost town echoes, past the broken walls. Whiskey bottle laying in the grip of a dying hand. Dust devils dance where once stood a promised land. Whispers in the black sun, secrets of the She was a shadow in the shimmer of the heat waves rise. Her love a fleeting storm across relentless sky. He wore betrayal like an old weathered coat, trails of redemption, words he never spoke. Whispers in the black sun, cries beneath the crow, haunting the horizon where no righteous man will go. Every burning church, a tale of rage untold, in the heart of darkness, in the hollow cold. By the forgotten graves, he heard the train sad song, the steel rails weeping for all that went wrong. Stood before the ruins, his past in the ash, a duel with his ghost in the thunder's flash. Whispers in the black sun, now he rides alone across cursed lands where the wind has only blown. In the silence of surrender or the storm of revenge, he's just another story at the world's frayed edge. Under a sickle moon's haunted glow, through the whispers of sand, Jericho rolls the midnight train, steel cold and spent, past burning churches where the sins repent. The whistle moans of ghosts, sorrowful tale over whiskey-soaked tracks and a blood-red trail. The midnight train walls in the dust storm's embrace where the lost souls are tossed. Turn, turn under starless decree to the tune of revenge and the cries of the free. She was a vision by the lantern's dim flare in a ghost town saloon with night in her hair. Promised forever by the light of the moon, but her heart was a traitor, left me marooned. Found her tracks by the edge of the graves where the damned whisper secrets to the winds of the brave. Dance, dance the midnight train waltz with shadows of the past through time's harsh assaults. Turn, turn with a tear and a scream in a dance of despair on this cursed desert dream. On the midnight train, I face her ghost by the haunted tracks. We share a toast, her betrayals echo in the canyons deep beyond. Under the blood moon, I'm finally drawn. The revolver's cold kiss, the last waltz command. I'll reclaim my heart in this forsaken land. Dance, dance the midnight train waltz where love's a mirage and all hope is lost. Turn, turn, let the past bullets fly, for in this final dance it's do or die. The midnight train cries out my pain, a lone whistle fading in the desert rain. Out where the shadows marry the sun, in a town too dead to die. Whiskey bottles and forgotten suns under a too heavy sky. Boots kicked up dust, leaving tracks past the church with scorched black doors. Echoes ride the wind's backs of lovers who ain't lovers no more. Gone with the dusty boots, faded and worn through storms of sand, through hearts all torn. Gone where the silent deserts weep, and the ground where the cursed secrets keep. She swore by the moon, he lived by the gun. Promises whispered over rusty rails, betrayal's sharp taste under the blood-red sun. A love like theirs was doomed to fail. From the depths of passion to the heights of wrath, the wind sings tales of a grim downfall. Dusty boots followed a lonesome path to where shadows swallow. Gone with the dusty boots, edges all frayed into the night, all debts to be paid. Gone where the ghost towns silently sleep, in the land where the bitter roots dig deep. Die. He stands by the grave where his sins lay, fire in his eyes. No more tears left to cry. The ghost of yesterday too loud to defy. Dusty boots under moon's crest, revenge or mercy beating in his chest. Gone into legend, into cold desert night, where every star watches silent and bright. Out where the truth meets the edge of the myth, dusty boots tread where the earth scorns the light. Gone with a whisper like a cold fleeting kiss in the heart of the desert, out of sight.
In the shadow of the valley, where the dead men lie still, the sun bleeds crimson over Boot Hill. Whiskey bottles and secrets buried deep, ghost town echoes, the forsaken weep. A lone whistle splits the silence, a train bound for nowhere, past the hanging tree, swaying in the air. Underneath the hanging tree, that's where he'll find his fate. Ghosts of the past whispering of hate, twisted road
crooked decree. Lost souls linger where no one's free. In the dusty winds it sends they'll retreat by the old hanging tree where the condemned never leave. He wore a badge once, sworn to protect, but her heart turned dark from love's neglect. Burning church on a hill, prayers gone with the smoke, promises shattered, and on his vow he did choke. A lover's betrayal under a blood moon's glare, her whisper in the dark, a cold and desolate affair. Underneath the hanging tree, justice finds its own, a reckoning from seeds of sin that was sown. Merciless sky and a storm's mournful plea, echoes of the cursed and a soul never free. In the howling night, the truth he will perceive. At the base of the hanging tree, only death can relieve. On forsaken ground he stands, gun heavy in hand, faced by the shadows of this cursed land. Their eyes bore through him, each a mirror of his own ghost. In the silence he's the host to the damned's toast. A reckoning's breath upon his neck, revenge a bitter seed. It's here at the hanging tree, his fate is decreed. Underneath the hanging tree, a twisted silhouette swings, a tale of a man who gambled with kings. In the silent desert, the story is told of a life taken early and a heart grown cold. By the old hanging tree, he embraced his final breath, swallowed by shadows in the dance of death.
Out here where the wind whispers secrets of sin, the sun beats down where my troubles begin. Ghost town shadows, they dance on the graves of men too foolish, too wild to be saved. Whiskey bottles lay empty souls just the same under the heat of this cursed land's flame. There's no mercy in the dusty boots, walking lines that the devil drew, haunted by the love that the desert took, silent prayers to a forsaken rook. Every step, every move bears the weight of the past, in the heart of the outlaw where nothing can last. That train whistle moans like an old church choir, singing tales of a cross, of smoke and of fire. She loved like a tempest, left like a thief. In her eyes a storm, in my heart the grief. The dust storms came and covered my tracks. She's a memory's ghost that ain't never coming back. There's no mercy in the dusty boots, walking lines that the devil drew, haunted by the love that the desert took, silent prayers to a forsaken room. Every step, every move bears the weight of the past, in the heart of the outlaw where nothing can last. In the dead only echoes of the lives they uproot. A trail of vengeance, old debts to pay, forgotten souls in the break of day. No mercy in the leather and the dust, just a heart full of bullets and a gun that won't rust. In every line, a shadow of fate, where love's lost and revenge won't wait.
In the shade of a deadwood tree, where the whistling wind moans, I lay my whiskey bottle down beside a trail of bones. The ghost town sleeps in silence under skies of iron gray. Echoes of the train's lament carry my mind away. Burn shadows on the twilight's arch, a curse upon the sands. I walk these dusty roads alone, justice in my hands. Church bells ring their last goodbye in flames that reach the sky. In the ashes of the revenge, even the brave can cry. She was the dawn to my dusk, heart stolen with a smile, betrayed by a brother's lie, led astray by guile. From the dusty bottle's bottom, my spirit's pain was found in the forgotten graves out back. My hopes were buried ground. Burn shadows on the twilight's arch, a curse upon the sands. I stalk these silent deserts now, a gun cold in my hands. The church cross stands charred and black, a stark against the red sky. In the ashes of the revenge, even the strong can die. Underneath a blood-red moon, I face the man who wronged. Words as dry as desert's breath, where our old love belonged. His eyes a mirror of my pain, twisted by the winds of fate. A brother's bond now just as dead, sealed by darkened hate. In the ashes of the revenge, the past lays bare and scorched. Forgiveness is a distant shore, forever now divorced. The dust storms claim what's left of heart, as I accept the bane. In the land of cursed memories, only the ghosts remain. In the hollows of a ghost town, where the wind whispers sins, moonlight dances on shattered glass. The night show begins beneath the sway of a hangman's tree. shadows emerge and part. Each step they take, a silent claim on a forsaken heart. So waltz, waltz with the shadows under the devil's moon, where coyotes howl and the whiskey drowns out sorrow's tune. In the dust of cursed lands, where lost souls find their cause, we spin with ghosts of yesterday at the shadows waltz. Once loved a girl with fire in her eyes and a storm in her laugh. Promised her forever 'neath the stars on our broken path. But betrayal's breeze swept through our dreams, left me cold and scorned, with nothing but her echo in the chapel where we'd sworn. So waltz, waltz with the shadows under the devil's moon, past burning churches, through the night that can't come too soon. For every love that's lost, a specter's tale hidden stalls. We dance a dance of vengeance in the shadows waltz. By the old train tracks I heard the whistle of our past, a melody so bitter in desert wind so vast. She's just a ghost in the tumbleweeds, a whisper in my flask. Tonight the shadows claim me as I rip off the mask. Waltz, waltz with the shadows, let the cold truth be shown. In this silent desert, revenge burns in the bones. Here's to the love forgotten, in their graves unadorned. We fade into the night, where only shadows are reborn. So I'll meet her at the crossroads, where our old love had died. In the haunted quiet, where the last of trust had lied. Together we'll embrace in a dance that never stalls, forever caught in the endless loop of the shadows waltz.
Out where the dust whispers secrets to the dawn, stands a shadow of a man with a heart long gone. Whiskey stains the stories of the love he once knew, roaming through ghost towns under skies so cruel and blue. Echoes from the gunslinger, cries lost to the wind, a trail of broken vows and sins he can't rescind. Each shot that rang out left a soul to grieve, in the haunted whispers he can never leave. By the light of a lantern he recalls her face, in a burning church embrace they found their grace. But a brother's betrayal, like a serpent's hiss, left him cold and wandering in a cursed abyss. Echoes from the gunslinger, shadows in the sun, haunted by the ghosts of what he's done. Every empty bottle, a
silver gleam of a merciless moon, he faces down his past in the desolate saloon. The truth hits harder than the bullets he's dodged, alone with the silence of man forever lost. Echoes of the gunslinger dirge in the sands, a life spent grasping bloodied hands. Now he rides to the horizon where his demons dwell, in the echoes of his heart, a never-ending knell. So listen close when the train whistle wails, past forgotten graves where justice fails. For every story ends, but his legend stays, a gunslinger's echo lost in the haze.